And welcome to the podcast, welcome to the vodcast, welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to Facebook Live and the show. This Convincing Idiots, we are here at Ignite Brewery for a special live edition to Convincing Idiots podcast. I am Dean, the said Zennial.
I'm Brian, Gen X.
Cheers, Brian. We
Cheers.
Get this taken care of,
Yes,
right?
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
It's been a while since we've done a live show, so this should be fun and interesting. As we see, there is an empty chair. Nick would like to have been with us. The millennial Nick would like to have been with us, but he's having his asshole bleached. I mean, let's not. I don't want to lie to you. It seems wrong to lie to you, so.
Yeah, the actual update was Robin just returned from dress shopping.
Yes.
And our question was that for Robin or was that for Nick? We don't know the answer.
We don't
yet.
know. We're hoping to get that.
Yeah, so we find out the answer during the broadcast. We'll keep you informed.
Hopefully, Nick, if you're watching, you can go ahead and type in the comments, just like everybody else there. You can type in the comments for the Facebook Live, and we'll read them live on the air, I guess, right?
Absolutely.
In theory.
Why are we here at Ignite, Dean?
Why are we here? Well, this is going to be what we're going to call a dry run, so to speak, because we are here testing, because our announcement tonight is that we are going to do our 1-year live event here at Ignite Brewery. It's going to look a little better for you guys if you want to take a look at it, or stop down and join us, say hi. But what is it, October 16th?
Yes, October 16th.
October 16th, here at Ignite Brewery, we're going to do our 1-year anniversary show. It's been 1 year.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah.
We started this, actually, the idea of doing a podcast, Nick and I had for many years.
It was at least 5 years ago.
Right.
At least.
And then Brian and I one night were over here at Ignite Brewery, and we thought this should be a podcast. And then we were just bullshit about pop culture, nerd stuff, Star Wars, and we're like, this should be the podcast. This is it. So we got together. We all decided, once a week, we get together in either Nick's basement or Brian's basement, get it, do a podcast like this on video and audio, put it out to the world, because that's what you're clamoring for, is us idiots to tell you about pop culture. And then COVID happened. COVID happened, and we were all relegated to our homes and video conferencing, Zoom or whatever you use, Ring. And we all started to do that, and it kind of worked for us. So from here on out, we've been doing it for now coming up on a year.
Yeah, we kept it going to keep us connected.
Yeah.
All right, it's a good way to do that remotely.
Brian would never have talked to me other than this.
That's probably about right.
I mean,
Probably about right.
if you've ever talked to me outside of this, you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talked to you far more over the past year than probably past 15 years combined,
Right.
give or take.
And any more than anybody else would have ever wanted to. Totally get it.
So what is our connection to, are we up here, by the way?
Let's go ahead and check that. Brian, stretch for me, as they would say.
Yeah, so reason we're at Ignite is...
I'm going to go ahead and mute
Go
that.
ahead and mute that, thank you. So Dean, first of all, it's some of the best beer in town. It really is.
Absolutely.
And you have a connection to Mike Chisnell.
Mike Chisnell.
One of the partners.
Right, one of the owners of here at Ignite Brewery. I've been friends with Mike since middle school, I would say. Great guy. When you think about like guys, they're the top echelon of guys. And Aaron Blake, as we all know, if you listen to the podcast, you all know Aaron Blake and Blake Insurance. which go ahead and give them a call. I don't have the read in front of me, so.
LakeInsuranceLLC.com.
See, there you go. That's why.
There you go.
That's why this works. No, but he's up there with Aaron Blake as in one of the best guys I know, and he has this beautiful business downtown Barberton here on Tusk Avenue in Barberton, right next to the movie theater and the I think the VFW is on the other side,
Yes.
block away from Lake Ann. So,
but super supportive of you and the
absolutely.
show. Dean asked if we could do this event here. He said absolutely. Did not hesitate.
He was very generous.
Yes.
You know what?
Matter of fact, we could take as many of these cakes home that we can carry.
Right. Which, if you know our strengths, we're not taking any beer home. So
we're getting one out of here. We're going to roll one out of here.
We'll do it together.
Yeah.
Like ants. So we have.
So now we're celebrating 1 year.
Exactly.
And
1 year.
Ignite Brewery is celebrating 3 years.
3 years.
Correct. So
And
what are some of the specials that they have going on this coming week?
All right. You want to read some of these?
Sure, absolutely. So, well, first of all,
I'm not a very good reader. So,
That's okay.
You know.
That's all right. So, first of all, they have a pretty interesting partnership at Lala's on Manchester Road out toward Portage Lakes
Yeah.
to celebrate their 3 years. So they're offering now tickets might be sold out. We're not exactly sure yet, but it's a 7-course dinner on, beer dinner at Lala's, 6 p.m. Wednesday, September the 22nd. Again, 7-course meal. They pair the beers with each course.
Right. Kind of like what they would do with wine, right? Like
Yeah.
comparing red wines with the fish, or I don't know about anything about wines, but same idea.
Absolutely.
Flavor of the beer compared to the flavor of the food that's going to be presented.
Yeah, pretty extraordinary. I mean, you're talking German charcuterie. I think I said it close. Here's the menu here.
German, I'd say
Charcuterie.
I'm not even going to attempt it.
It's like
Charcuterie.
a slab of meat and
Yes.
cheese on a wood plank, basically.
Right.
Then you got Caribbean grouper. It's a whole extensive menu, so reservations are required. And again, at Lala's,
There
if you're interested.
8 courses here.
Yeah.
8 courses.
You ever had an 8-course dinner in your entire life in one sitting?
Well, it depends on what. I mean,
Not 8 pieces of pizza.
okay, then no.
No. Okay. Yeah.
I once had a liquid diet of beer and had way more than 8 courses.
Yeah. But it sounds extraordinary. The menu sounds terrific. It's like $69 a person. Again, if you're interested, go to Lala's. I'm sure the website, or call them. They can tell you if there's anything left.
Come down to Ignite, ask them, ask the bartender. I mean, they might be sold out at this point. I mean, I know it was going fast, so maybe at this point you might have missed out, but give it a shot.
Pretty fancy. Also, the same evening, Wednesday, September 22nd, here at the brewery in Barberton, they do a weekly trivia night that we come to very frequently.
Yes.
So that is still happening that evening, and Mel's Mobile Diner food truck will be here that evening.
And I just want to touch on that real quick.
Sure.
If you come down here for trivia, just know that if you buy beer and drink, you're a winner, because we don't win that often. So we're proof that you can come down and lose and still have a good time.
And you might win beer.
You might win beer. I think first place wins a growler, and second place wins 2 crowlers.
Yep.
Take home. So
Absolutely. And by the way, if you
can come see us.
Absolutely. If you haven't been here at all, they do have a beautiful outdoor patio area. So if you're concerned about being in a confined space in general, or you just like to be outside anyway, it's a beautiful patio. They typically play trivia outside, and they have heaters in the colder weather.
Yep, absolutely.
So definitely come down. Also next week, so Thursday, September 23rd, they have a special tapping here at the brewery. 3 new beers: the Gentle Giant, which is a barley wine; Confusion with a K, it's a sour IPA; and Forever Hoppy, it's a hoppy blonde ale. You get 2 pints for $11 plus a free Rockin' 3-year anniversary glass.
Have you seen those glasses? You're going to want to come down and get one of the glasses.
These are pretty cool. Now they have
these are
a different one beyond these. For
right.
the
This
3
is
years.
this is going to be their anniversary glass. You're going to want that glass. You're going to want one of these, but you're also definitely going to want one of the anniversary glasses.
Yes, absolutely. And Kitchen 212 Degrees will be the food truck out there Thursday the 23rd.
Yep.
Friday, food trucks out here again at the brewery. Also Kitchen 212 Degrees from 5 to 9. Cheesy-licious food truck will be out here from 5 to 9 p.m. Scoops Ice Cream from here in Barberton. Very delicious ice cream.
Absolutely.
Will be here at 6 p.m. They have a beer float menu they'll be offering.
Beer float menu.
Absolutely. An exclusive Ignite ice cream Friday, September the 24th. And live music here at Ignite Friday the 24th. Jake Schmidt from 7 to 9 and Mark Leach from 9 to 11 p.m. So very fun-filled evening.
And if you're familiar with Barberton and the culture, you know Mark Leach being one of our biggest and best musicians coming out of the area.
Oh, really? Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
He has I think he has a country music contract or something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good dude.
So between Mike and Mark, two good people come out of Barberton.
Absolutely.
Of themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Saturday.
Am I on that list?
I don't know. Maybe not yet. We have to be. If we're around for 3 years, perhaps.
I think we have some people like maybe commenting and liking this post.
Yeah.
This Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get on that list of Barberton's most higher regard. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right.
We'll keep working on it. The next Saturday, the 25th. Also, the Kitchen 212 Degrees will be out here from 5 to 9 p.m. The Bio Food Truck will be out here from 5 to 9 also. A pie sampling by Gardner Pie will be out here, and live music by Happy Orange from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Saturday the 25th.
Okay.
And finally, Sunday the 26th, so not this Sunday, a week from Sunday.
Week from Sunday.
Right. They have a glass giveaway. First 100 customers receive a rockin' 3-year anniversary glass. Just show up. 33% off growler fills.
You can't beat that.
And pints, poses, and profanities will be here from 11 a.m. Tickets are required, so I'm guessing
now,
that's...
actually, that is a really cool event.
Yeah.
They do it every Sunday.
Okay.
Out on the patio. It is yoga.
Oh, okay.
It is... the instructor comes in and they do yoga out there on the patio in the sun, and you get beer to drink along with it.
Okay.
And I think the instructor, it's encouraging like the cursing, and it's almost a release along with the yoga.
I like it.
Yeah.
Better than like the podcast. In some
right.
respect.
This is our release of stretching and cursing.
All right. So that'll be happening Sunday at 11 a.m. Tickets are required. And food trucks also Sunday the 26th. Brunch again by Kitchen 212 Degrees. I have to try them. They're here a lot.
They're fantastic.
Okay. And then dinner by Full of Wander 3 to 8 p.m.
Good.
So an event-packed week to celebrate 3 years and otherwise.
Absolutely. So
show on up.
Come down anytime. I mean, just for these events, but also come down anytime. The beer is amazing.
Yes.
The staff is top-notch.
Yep.
Come and enjoy.
And
There's a good chance you can see us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right. Well, congratulations to Ignite on the 3-year anniversary.
Absolutely.
And to many, many more years. And again, like I said, it really is some of the best beer in town. That's the main reason we come.
Right.
Honestly, is great
Absolutely.
beer. Great environment, great beer.
I've known many people since middle school. And most of them I will sock in the nose if I see them, just because, I don't really, they're not the highest caliber of people. Mike Chisnell is that highest caliber of people, and who has done not only this for the community, but so much else for the community.
Yep.
So,
all right.
I suggest coming down here, enjoying the. There are flies here. Are we noticing
we're
this?
Mike Pence here. By the flies a little bit.
I tried to ignore it earlier. And another thing I wanted to mention, because I have a feed up here of us doing the Facebook Live, and I want to apologize for the whitest of white legs that you can see under the table. So try to keep your eyes above, ladies.
Yeah.
Eyes up here.
Yeah, we'll put a tablecloth for the live event.
Yeah, because it's got to hurt your eyes. I mean, it's whitening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you can hear okay with the audio. It's a busy place, so it's just it's a nice crowd here on a Saturday evening. So yeah, absolutely.
Right.
All right. So what is new? Why are you free this evening?
Why am I free?
Why are we here? In general?
I am here because this was a better option than crying.
Yep.
in my home holding a cat. I'll do that later when I get home. No. I have my son every other weekend, and this is the weekend with his mother, and my lovely girlfriend Megan, if she's watching, hello. Kate, sister, might be watching with her, so hello,
Okay.
Kate.
Hello.
Or
they could be having fun.
Right, and not watching us.
Yeah,
right.
They could be hanging out with a couple lifeguards, perhaps, or something like that.
Like David Hasselhoff?
Yes.
Running their fingers through his chest hair.
That's right. That's right.
But they're in Florida, and I'm babysitting her cat, Ernie. I've left the Facebook Live on at home, so Ernie, shout out, buddy.
You should be asleep, young man. I love it. So, Nick is home.
Nick is home having stuff bleached
because his wife went dress shopping and he couldn't get out, and you're babysitting a cat.
What lives we lead,
like
right?
it.
I mean, if you want to tune in for the coolest motherfuckers, this is where to do it.
Now, in all seriousness, we
Yes.
talked about this before, okay? So, all of the ladies in our lives, we've recognized them prior.
We have.
Let's do it here live in the sense that this is...
So we don't get in trouble.
Yeah,
Good
not even
call.
that. No, but,
They can't hear us. If we do this, they can't
They're
hear
not
us.
listening anyways, probably.
That's a good point.
No, but seriously, to do this does take time.
It does.
It is a hobby, or it's not like we're making a lot of money from this or anything like that. But it does
Correct.
take our time.
Yep.
And every one of our significant others is super supportive and kind and allows us to do this
Right.
and respects the fact that we enjoy it and they
Yep.
support it. So thank you, my lovely
Thank
girlfriend Allie, Megan, and then Robin and Nick.
I
Even
mean-
though Robin doesn't let Nick go too many places, but other than that,
Well,
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Tonight, other than tonight, she's normally really good about letting him do this.
Yeah.
But tonight, she's chained him down, put a dress on him, and bleached his asshole. So that's what's happening with Nick. So we're going to stop talking about Nick.
Yeah, I imagine Nick is like the dress model right now.
He's standing on a table, spin, spin, spin.
Yeah.
They're putting pins in him. And
Yeah. It's like a mannequin, like a dress or thing
Right.
or something like that. Yeah. I
Not
like
the
it.
first time today he's been probably poked.
No.
But
No, probably not.
No.
Probably not. But earlier tonight, we went and had a delicious sushi meal
yes.
at the height. So if you're from this area, okay, Northeast Ohio, around the Barberton, Kenmore, Akron area, the Hideout, HYDE out
Yep.
on Waterloo Road.
It used to be,
It was a Scorchers for a while.
right,
There was a few different places for a while.
that wasn't where...
That was Ripper Owens Scorchers.
That's what I was getting at. Okay.
Yeah.
If you saw the John Tapper Bar Rescue, if you watch
Oh, yeah.
Bar Rescue, that's the building.
Actually, no.
No?
That was Ripper Owens had a place on Manchester Road,
Oh.
which is now the Magic City Brewery.
Oh,
That was
okay.
that location. Okay?
All right.
So he had Scorchers prior to that.
Gotcha.
But anyways, it's in Firestone Park area. Some of the best sushi in town. You would not even expect it necessarily.
And
but
if you
it's-
go in there, if you walk in, you are I use the word dichotomy because dualism we could even go with too. The throwback there. But the dichotomy of what you walk into, because one side is a bar. I mean, it's a
sports bar.
Sports bar. You got TVs up. They're watching the game, like the Ohio State game that we walked into earlier. And the other side, stopped by a carpet, is the sushi restaurant side. There's no blocks, barriers, or anything. And you're thinking to yourself, I don't know about this. You know, you got some bros over there throwing back shots. You got guys over here pounding beers. But the sushi, if you're a fan of sushi, it is amazing, especially for the price.
Yeah, absolutely. Buy one half, get one half off all
Right.
the time. Ongoing special. So, all right. Well, we were looking at just some current pop culture events at dinner.
We were
One of the bigger events this weekend is the Emmys
the Emmy Awards. Okay.
coming out.
Yep.
Right. So we'll pull up some information here on it. But one of the things that struck us was that how television itself, how programming has changed over the years with the addition of all these streaming platforms.
Right.
Who, certainly, like a Netflix started out with.
Did you see that? The fucking fly just punched me in the temple and flew away doing this.
Right on live television right there. Or live streaming. That's right.
Let's do that.
That's right. But with all these platforms out there, Netflix started to put some original content out there. Certainly HBO did that back.
Disney Plus.
And looking at the nominees, there's very, very few that are on traditional network television. And HBO Max has the most nominations out there.
That is insane.
With Disney Plus now wrapping up a lot of nominations as well. So,
I mean,
go ahead.
Even beyond the streaming platform idea of like streaming compared to network, the idea that in 2021 we have The Mandalorian, a Star Wars product, winning frickin' Emmy Awards.
24 nominations for The Mandalorian.
24. That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, name the last like sci-fi show that like was nominated for that many Emmy Awards.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
To look that up.
I mean, I'm obviously for us, guys like us, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
What is it?
So I think it was only. Let me pull it up here for a second here, but as far as like network shows that were nominated for anything, nominated for Best Comedy Series, Blackish.
It's funny.
ABC.
Absolutely.
Good show. I think it's coming up on its final season or something.
Oh, is it? Well, they have those 2 spin-offs or something like that.
Okay. You have Cobra Kai. I think that's fantastic on
I know.
Netflix.
Before you even get there, I know This Is Us.
This Is Us.
Now, do you watch that, Brian?
Never saw one episode.
It is probably one of the most well-written shows.
Yeah.
It's once again, it's not sci-fi. It's not anything that we're going to be into. Via this pod. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Live. Yep. Can't predict it. What are you going to do? Live. We're live.
Right, we'll do it live.
Yeah. Maybe we'll kill this fly on live streaming here. You never know.
But This Is Us is probably one of the most well-written shows in general, and probably in history. I mean, if you watch it, they're really good at the swerve. They're really good at like bringing you along, and then like they'll show you, scenes here and there, and then at the end you're like, oh shit, that's what that really meant. That swerve, that hook. I think they're also on like one of their last scenes, but I don't know. Even the older I get, the more I realize that like my sensitivity has increased. I don't know if this happened to you.
Yeah.
But like troops coming home videos.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Meant to tug at the heartstrings, and they do.
Sure.
But This Is Us is definitely one of those shows where at least you're not crying, but you feel that like they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you look at it, whoever you're with watching, and going, hope they didn't see that one.
My thing is like I don't know, just with those type of shows, I feel like I have enough drama in my own life. Not drama per se, but just emotion.
I understand that, but that one definitely has enough twists and turns to make it different than like your regular life.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so as you mentioned, This Is Us definitely has nominees. So we got Blackish, we got This Is Us.
The bartender, Joe Boone needs a refill.
And that actually might be, as far as shows are concerned, I think that's it.
Yeah.
As far as network television. Everything else is on Netflix, HBO Max, Hulu, and Disney Plus for the most part. Apple TV. So is this good? Is this good for television to have all these streaming services out there with their original content? Or we kind of talked about this on the show before. Is it too much content? What do you think about all that?
Well, okay. So it's not, I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's inevitable.
Okay.
There's way too much technology and way too many more people than there was before. When people talk about the good old days, and we had 3 channels or 11 channels, and If your dad was watching it, that's what you were watching, which was true in our case. But now, there's way too many people on this earth. I mean, I don't want to say that Thanos had a okay idea, but, we'll move on.
Let's come back to that question.
Yeah, we can, because I have a theory.
Let's come back to that question. Yeah.
No, I'll snap the... Anyway, so my idea is that, yes, it's necessary because of the amount of people that are watching every day and all day, 24 hours. That's why you have 24-hour news. Before CNN, back in, 89 or whatever, you watched Walter Cronkite and Peter Jennings when 6 o'clock came on. Other than that, you read the newspaper. Yeah. Now, your TV is anything you watch 24/7, plus the streaming news channels, plus anything you can pull up on demand. And now newspapers are going away, and you're going to have your phones.
Now you got to work in the Convincing Idiots channel on YouTube.
Right. I mean, mark our words, 10 years? 10 years at the most.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a...
This Is Us and Convincing Idiots. It's going to be...
This is going to be a...
Yeah. As far as,
a global...
Whatever. Well, we already are global.
We are global.
And actually...
Shout out to Ireland.
Yes, in Germany. We've been seeing a few
Ireland and Germany.
from Ireland and Germany.
If you are listening, come on, shout us out.
Yeah.
I will read you live on the air. And if you're from Ireland and you don't speak our language... Yes, I know, I'm joking. It was a joke. But actually, we do... What? We're starting to come in here, everybody.
Do we have any... So...
we'll shout out some people. Jeremiah, Mark, Brian is watching. Brian says, "What's up, guys?" Brian, how you doing? What's
Brian?
up?
Brenneman or Rakowski?
Brenneman.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
How are you, Brian? And CNN, Brian says CNN started in 1980. Wow. So I was 9 years off.
Wow.
See, what's fun about this, what we do here, is we have idiots in the name. So we can never be called out for oh, you guys didn't know that. Well, we're idiots. So take it for a grain of fucking salt. But Brian, thank you.
Interpret the name. Absolutely.
You're much smarter than I. And, Brian too. So.
Yeah. Wow. So you think the streaming service is inevitable and it continues to be obviously it's overwhelming. You can't get all the streaming services necessarily, but just to have the variety of content definitely is changing traditional network television. Actually, there's a question I had too. What shows do you watch any shows on regular? This Is Us, you say you watch.
I watch This Is Us.
What other shows do you even watch on regular network television these days on a regular basis?
I watched Manifest, but got canceled, but which also just got picked up by Netflix upon being canceled. So that proves my point there.
Yep. Was that the plane one?
Yeah.
You know what, my aunt. So Brian and I, our Aunt Corky.
Oh, okay. Is this Brian from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, bro.
Yeah. So, my mom's brother, Uncle Gene.
Yeah.
Right. So his wife, Aunt Corky, her sister's daughter, one of them is married to Brian. That's how we know it. So we've been to several family functions and Worcester and all that. I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that?
We were going with TV shows.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. So my Aunt Corky and Uncle Gene were in town this week, and she mentioned the same show, that she was heartbroken that it was canceled because it ended so abruptly.
And given
that she was excited that we were
our
going to start
interest,
back in
you would love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a twist turn sci-fi. I mean, you don't know exactly what it's a lot like Lost. You don't know exactly what's going on, but it's a little more explained than Lost, as in they break down the clues and they're not stuck on an island trying to figure it out.
Gotcha.
They're in town and all over the world trying to figure it out.
Okay. All right. So you watch that. What else do you watch on network television?
Boy, I think that might be it. I mean, I know I'm forgetting some, but as in Here Now, I mean, is there a sitcom that I watch? I don't think so.
Yeah, I was thinking of the same answer.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's on FX.
FX.
Okay.
So it's
I haven't watched it in a while, but I love that show. I haven't watched it lately.
It's like South Park to me. I haven't watched it in a long time,
Yeah.
but I keep up on reruns and streaming. Again,
Yeah.
all comes back to it.
Yeah, the animated shows, now that you said, I do watch some of those. American Dad, I still watch Family Guy,
Right.
Simpsons on occasion.
Yep.
Archer is funny on FX,
All right.
But on a regular, traditional, the Goldbergs I love.
Okay, I've never seen it.
Sitcom set in the 80s. Terrific. I love the
Right.
references. Well-written show.
I'm assuming I would enjoy it.
You would love it. Yeah, check that out.
I don't like kid actors. I don't like kids in general.
But they're funny. They're good. It's not like a little kid, And then I like
you talk to teenage boys.
Yeah.
They're awful.
Yeah.
They're awful. You know who I'm talking about too.
If you're watching this, maybe you better get sleep. I still like America's Got Talent as far as a variety show.
Okay. Yes.
The
Stern's not on that anymore, right?
no,
Okay.
no, he quit.
All right. So I know we're going to take this in a different route,
Go ahead.
but Brian here
Yeah,
has thrown us out a question. I think why not answer it?
yeah. Why not?
Best Halloween movie.
The best Halloween. I assume it's just a Halloween.
Halloween in general,
season.
Brian? Is that what you're talking about?
Probably
Seasonal.
seasonal Halloween movie.
It doesn't have to have actual Halloween
No.
in the movie. Okay. I got mine right off the bat. I know it.
Well, yeah, that's where we're keeping it. You can clarify, Brian, if you meant differently. But
Right.
what is your favorite Halloween season movie?
Halloween-
We'll answer the question both ways.
Sure. Okay.
Seasonal movie.
Seasonal
Halloween.
movie.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Got the burps there. Live. We're doing it live.
We'll do it live.
Tim Burton, Nightmare Before Christmas. Because A, it doubles. Halloween and Christmas.
Okay.
So I honestly, before I know doing this podcast and pop culture and nerd, I was never the biggest horror movie fan before I had my son. He has now brought me into the genre with, I just bought him Jason's slippers. You know what I mean? He's all into it. So I am forced to go in as well. But before that, I'm very cynical, and I'm an old man, and I think they're silly and but now since watching them, I am starting to appreciate them, because I have to start appreciate them from a different point of view.
Yep.
And I understand that. I know I'm not going to be like scared, so I have to approach them from different points of view.
Okay.
But still, not a horror movie, but Nightmare Before Christmas is awesome.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't see it until I had my son.
It was later for me, I
Right.
think, as well. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. As far as a seasonal, go ahead.
Go ahead, because Brian brought up the Halloween series.
Okay. All right. So that's
We
fine.
can go on that in a second, Brian.
That's fine. So as far as the Halloween movie series, which is
I want to
large
bring up what we
library.
talked about the other day.
so it's you have the original John Carpenter.
Yes.
The first two with
Yep.
Michael Myers.
Right.
Then you have the ridiculous. Well, what he was trying to do is originally he was going to make different movies with different stories and characters using the Halloween. That was his original idea.
Like anthology type
Right.
deal.
It wasn't to
Oh.
make Michael Myers movies.
Well, that's cool.
So they did the first two with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Then they had the third one, Season of the Witch, which had nothing to do with Michael Myers, and it was actually,
But
it was
people-
not horrible.
Do you think it would have been done better if Michael Myers would have only been in the first one? You know what I mean?
Well-
Don't make him because people were used to seeing
Yeah.
Freddy, Jason.
Sure.
So you put Michael Myers in a second movie. Do you think that made everybody like, oh, this is a new character that we want to keep watching?
The second one, yes, I agree with yes, that's exactly what it was. It made so much. It probably made a lot of money.
Right.
And-
well, what's
Jamie Lee Curtis was fantastic in those movies as a young actress. The terrified actress.
She's
and all
fantastic.
that. She is.
She does.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trading Places and
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, of course, the third one tanked.
Right.
Which, again, it is a decent movie to watch.
Okay.
It's got the Silver Shamrock Mask Company, and you've seen, and they refer to those in different movies even now, even some of the Halloween movies, I believe, with the.
So it's in that universe of.
It's not even. It's nothing to do with Michael Myers. It's just it's basically a nationwide witch coven wants to kill children.
Tim Davis, welcome.
And to do so, they put these chips in these masks that they sell.
Okay.
And then they're going to run a television program, okay, that sets off the chip while kids are wearing the mask. And the idea is to sacrifice all these kids.
It kills the kids?
Oh, yeah. Pretty dark.
Jesus.
And these people find out what's going on, and this guy he's a local sheriff, tries to go in and stop it.
Would have been cooler if, like, they activated the chip like a Manchurian Candidate and had the kids kill the parents. That's a cool movie.
No, just kill the kid.
See, that's rough. That's rough.
But yeah, and then like the kid would be killed, and all these like poisonous animals and snakes rather come out of the. It was really weird.
Okay.
Anyway, so that tanked. Then they brought Michael Myers back in the fourth one, and it's been Michael Myers movies.
Gotcha.
Ever since. So. And then, of course, Rob Zombie came back and made 2.
That's the one I seen recently was number 2 of the
Terrible,
Rob Zombie.
Horrible.
And I didn't see the first one of Rob Zombie, so I wasn't real sure what the fuck I was watching.
First one was good, like I said. First one, the dynamic of the first one is it showed Michael Myers as a kid and how he became this savage killer, basically, which was interesting.
Sure.
Right?
And what they related, or what they kind of made an idea of, from the past. All right, let me start with the one thing they did do well is I wasn't sure if I was watching the 2000s or the 80s. So they did do that. Like we weren't sure if what number good. 2 we had.
First one was
because my ex-wife bought a Halloween 2 from a 99-cent bin.
It's too much.
It really was.
That one.
And because she knows Carter my son loves the Halloween stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so we turned on the other day and finally got it on. We're probably 20 minutes in, and he looks at me and he goes, "Dad, do we have to watch this?" I'm like, "No, we don't." And he goes, "It's some really bad acting." I'm like,
"Yeah,
there we go.
Very fair.
I'm doing a good job."
Yeah, very fair. And then you've had the other variations. You had Halloween H2O, where Jamie Lee Curtis came back, and then the newer ones. I thought the last one was quite good.
Real quick, Brian's going to correct you here. The chip was activated by the commercial on TV.
The commercial, that's what it was.
There we go.
It was a pumpkin. It was like, happy Halloween.
So it was kind of a Manchurian. Now, did it like blow their head up, or what did it do?
No,
How did it kill them?
They would collapse, and they showed one kid who just sort of his whole head just kind of oozed, and it's weird. I guess the scorpions and snakes came out of his head, and I think bit his parents in this test room and stuff. It was very strange.
Their parent? He bit his parents?
I think so.
All right.
Not him. I think the thing.
That's the one I kind of want to watch.
Yeah.
All right.
It is. Yeah, it's just for a weird movie night.
Sure.
Just keep your expectations very low.
Right.
Just like life, and you'll be okay.
Oh, I always do.
Yeah.
I have no choice.
Yeah. But the last Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis was quite good, which picks up, it eliminates all those other crappy movies.
Where does it stop? Where does the canon stop?
So the Jamie Lee Curtis one, the last year, picks up after Halloween 2.
Okay.
All of the crap didn't exist. It fast forwards her as she's an older woman, locked herself away.
Do they explain why they don't do that?
No need.
Okay.
Don't
so you're saying you could do a Star Wars movie and just not explain why 7, 8, and 9 didn't happen?
Absolutely. You could. Why not? Why? We don't need the explanation.
Right.
And then the new one comes out in about a month.
Yes.
So it's the second one from this Halloween Kills.
Okay.
It's going to be on Peacock and the theater, which is Peacock. I think their first streaming at the time of the theater.
Was that the one that I saw that said it's the final one, like the conclusion?
This is it.
Okay.
So it wraps up. Apparently, it's going to wrap up the Jamie Lee
Curtis universe
saga. Yeah. Right.
The Jamie Lee universe.
Right. Right.
I like that.
And by the way, she's not his sister. That was like a misconception.
Really?
If you go back and watch the first one, and Brian, you correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go back and watch the first one, she was just a random babysitter.
Okay.
And he just picked her out of the crowd on the street, which made it more terrifying.
Sure.
That he would come after her. I don't believe she was his actual sister. He killed his sister at the beginning of the movie, if you remember, as a kid.
Like a little kid.
As a little kid in the clown outfit, right? And then he kept hunting her down for whatever reason.
All right. So with that,
So all things considered.
and I love that Brian's now our producer right now.
Yes, thank you, Brian.
And I appreciate that.
So the best movie
Best movie
of all
of the
of
series.
is the first one.
Okay.
The original Halloween 78.
I would agree
And
with
that is still one of my favorite Halloween season movies
Okay.
today. It's not super graphic. It's just the fact of this guy got out of. There's a whole thing behind it. Like, how can he learn how to drive a car and all this crap?
Right.
But you kind of put that aside. But he just goes back to his town, terrifies people, and just starts picking out teenagers at random and kill them.
Who
And
doesn't want to do that though?
Sure.
I mean,
We may do that after the shot here. I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see. No, but it's one of the best Halloween movies in general, and in my book, the best Halloween series easily is the first one.
okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis is at the top of her game. The whole story is terrifying, and it's just the subtle everything behind it.
Well, given that we're talking about this that Brian brought up, and thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
I want to say that we've just recently purchased on Xbox One the Friday the 13th game.
Okay.
If you have not played this, it is absurd.
You play as Jason.
You can play both. We chose Jason,
And kill the teenager, and the other ones got to get away from Jason.
It's so well, like the graphics are amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you start with your first kill or thing, whatever you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Is these two guys going to the party and going up Crystal Lake, and their car broke down, so they're changing the tire.
Yep.
One's going to piss. You have to now go and kill him and him without them getting away, or it's fun.
It's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So.
All right. So I'll go back to answer Brian's question again. As far as other movies I take in typically every Halloween season, right? I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It is one of the most
like the original.
The original Texas.
Absolutely.
It's just a strange.
I was older when I saw that.
Huh?
I was like in my late 20s when I first saw it.
Yeah.
And it's still
Scary.
I was over the moon for it.
And that
Absolutely.
we talked about these. By the way,
We might repeat stuff.
That's okay.
We're damn near
That's right.
60
Way back,
some
this is
episodes.
like
so.
episode 2. We talked about some of our favorite Halloween.
So the two of
movies
you
and
that
stuff
watched
like
that,
No, but I said it then. I'll say it again now. That actress in that movie, Texas Chainsaw, the terrified woman, was absolutely one of the best performances of any horror movie you ever see. Just her being frazzled and terrified and screaming and sweating. The whole thing was just amazing.
let me do a recommendation here, right?
Sure.
So there's a podcast. I can't remember what it is. I'd have to go back and look, and I'm not going to do it here. But just Google podcast Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, really?
They do a deep dive. No. They do a deep dive, a split story of the real, what it was based on. Ed Gein.
Yep.
And the movie production.
Okay.
So they're going on stories, and they ultimately meet again.
All right.
It is fantastic. They explain the Ed Gein story amazingly.
Yep.
They explain the movie production.
There's actually a new series, a Texas Chainsaw series,
Really?
coming out, which I think is it takes place after the movie. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So Leatherface was never killed in that movie. You remember?
Yeah.
Right. She got away. You stand. Yeah.
Running around.
Right.
Remind me for the fourth wall. You guys talk amongst yourselves. For the pictures that you want to put on for the ad.
Yeah.
I have Carter and I get all of these horror movie dolls. These, the NECA figures.
Yep.
So I have one.
That's awesome.
I'll pose with one for
good.
a picture there.
That's good. It's going to be on Netflix. So it's already made, apparently, this series.
Really? Okay.
And Netflix purchased the rights to it. So that'll be coming out on Netflix, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series after the movie. Anyway, so Texas Chainsaw, The Shining, one of the best Halloween movies.
Eddie Lawson, I see you, buddy. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. The Shining, the original Omen.
Okay.
I also love Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks. And
Now,
Beetlejuice,
I
love watching that every season.
Beetlejuice. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go on Beetlejuice
Yeah.
real quick, because that's, nerd-wise, that pokes a lot of different beasts right now.
Yeah.
Because you have Michael Keaton, who is going to be in
The Flash.
The Flash,
Batman. And,
right.
and more movies
And more.
now they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there a more complete actor than Michael Keaton, really? I mean, just looking at those different roles, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, he's not Shakespeare. He's not going to be in, but like the different amount of shit he's done is incredible.
Definitely one of my favorite actors.
From like when Mr. Mom,
Sure.
what was the
Night Shift.
Night Shift.
Yeah.
What was the car thing where he was the
Oh, used cars?
no he was
Go ahead. That was Kurt
when
Russell.
the Japanese came in and took over the car company.
Yeah. I can't remember. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, when Batman comes along, everybody's like, "What are you doing, Michael Keaton as like a serious Batman role? Come on." Shit, he did it.
Sure.
Pulled it off.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Arguably the best in many respects. Okay.
Brian, you're right. The Shining, which I didn't recently see
Yeah.
until last year? This past year, maybe even earlier.
Crazy, but yeah.
Right. Totally crazy. I get it. But awesome.
Oh. Well, Jack Nicholson.
Right.
And it's believable in the sense of you can imagine yourself if you're locked away.
You go crazy.
Sure.
If you take away the ghost aspect and like the supernatural, and
Yeah.
you look at that in the eye of that, it's all in his head,
Yeah.
that he's just going crazy, it makes it even more creepy
Yeah.
than like the ghost thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Did you watch Dr. Sleep?
I did. Yeah.
Loved it.
You know what? I was surprised.
Me too.
How good it was.
I thought I was going to be like annoyed that they, spoiler alert,
Yeah.
that they like made Jack young and
Yeah.
brought it back, but it worked. The way they told the story, the way. So if you were a fan of The Shining, Jack is the best ever, Eddie. But yeah, if you guys are a fan of The Shining, get Dr. Sleep. It's a little out there. It's a little more supernatural than The Shining, but a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
It was great. Yeah. Yeah. As far as sequels to horror movies, definitely one of the better ones. Not the best,
Sure.
but definitely one of the better ones. Yeah, that's actually a good question. Or we're kind of riffing on it.
Go
a
ahead.
little bit. So thinking of horror movies that came out with sequels in a franchise. Maybe
You mean
more
like
horror than-
she had a child?
No.
Oh, you said horror.
Horror, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm my ears aren't the best. Go ahead, Brian.
Even live, folks. Doesn't stop. It's not an act. So of horror movies, they've made more than one.
Okay.
Okay. What are some of the better sequels to horror movies that you can think of?
So current horror movie.
No, whatever.
What? Okay. Well, simply right off the bat, I think Friday the 13th.
That might have been better than the original, perhaps. Whatever.
Friday the 13th. Only because they bring to you
Yeah.
the actual killer that's going to be in the franchise.
Yeah. You know what? I bought that box set last year.
Because you start with the mom,
Yeah.
and to me,
Great twist.
it is a twist, but it's a little disappointing that it's just some old lady.
I thought that was great.
It,
That was unexpected at the time.
right, unexpected,
Yeah.
but you still leave the the movie going, oh yeah, the killer was an old woman.
But I agree. The second one with Jason came out with
Right.
with the bag
Yep.
over his head, which I went as a Halloween back in high school. I had
Oh,
a
really?
bag over my head. I was
That's
in marching band at the time. I just had one eye, like he had in the movie. I could barely walk.
Did you finally get a date?
Because my face was covered. I had to take off the bag eventually.
And she goes,
yeah, mullet. But I agree with you. The second one was probably better than the first one as far as in the Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
The second one, arguably, the second Friday the 13th, the best one. Could be the best one.
All right. We have Brian saying Dr. Sleep was great.
Yeah.
Brian also coming up with Hill. Excuse me. Hills Have Eyes too. I did not see those.
You know what? I don't know if I saw the originals per se, but they had remakes back in the early 2000s.
The Hills Have Eyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
They redid those. Super disturbing.
Oh, yeah. Those are the ones I remember.
The inbred
Right.
people living in the hills.
Right.
And it was, wow. It was one of the more creepier movies that I've seen.
I think that's. I mean, is there anything more creepy? Because you could have like in the city and there's a killer in the house. The call's coming from upstairs.
Great movie.
Right, but it's more creepy to be like in the woods where you can't get to anybody, you can't call anybody. That's the scary thing. I think that's what a lot of those like Jason and Hills Have Eyes. That's the scary part of them is you can't get to anybody. That's relatable, as in if you're out there. How many times have you gone camping? And at least you'll look around and go, somebody else kill me, I'm fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We watched the Blair Witch at the time, right before camping years ago.
Blair Witch, yes.
That was pretty good.
I mean, obviously not the best movie, but the marketing off the page.
Yeah.
I remember going to see, I'm standing in line in the theater, and the line was backed up outside. So I'm standing in the cold, waiting. And I had watched the Today Show earlier, and the actress and actor were on there talking about the film.
Yep.
So I knew what the marketing was. But I'm standing in line, and the people in front of me are like talking with the people in front of them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, did you know that they just found this footage?" Like, and like, yeah. Like,
amazing.
Nobody knows ever what happened. Nobody found the kids. Like, everybody thought it was real.
Yeah, you wondered for a second, is this real?
Right.
This can't be real. But they did a great job.
All of that marketing, like, I was hooked. I only knew because I watched the Today Show earlier in the day. If I didn't know, I would have gone on, same as them, thinking, yeah, this is real. This is found footage.
Yeah.
Brilliant marketing. Brilliant.
All right, so we'll kind of wrap up my thought on it. Any other horror movies that made more than one, or maybe a sequel might have been arguably better than the original? Or
horror movies or any movies?
Horror movies.
Okay.
Or that they remade it, and the remake was better than the original. Any come to mind?
I don't know about, because like I said, I'm not the
genre.
biggest horror genre fan,
Fair
but
enough.
They redid the Night of the Living Dead, correct?
They did. Yes.
Was it better? Because I remember I was a teen when I, went to the Blockbuster or Roadrunner Video. Anybody from this area?
Oh yes, Roadrunner, yeah.
And I rented Night of the Living Dead because I want to know what the hype was about.
The newer one.
No. The original.
68.
And I was so amazed by the quality of the video. Like, I was like, this really could be like today.
Sure.
They just put it in black and white. Like, I was amazed by the quality of it.
Yeah.
And I loved it because it wasn't the cheesy Jason and Freddy and stuff. It was
fantastic.
Yeah. So, was the remake as good?
It's hard to beat that original just because everything that it meant. Because that was like the first it wasn't the first zombie movie ever. Sure. It was definitely the first one that took it to that whole other place of, zombies are just up, they're walking around, we're not explaining it, don't need to.
You don't need
to. It just
to.
happened, which I love about George Romero's movies.
Right. I don't need to know what disease started this.
Yeah, don't waste your time with it. It just happened one day, which is creepier.
Because that's putting you in the idea of of the man and the woman running. They don't know what's going on.
Right.
They're just like, my car stopped.
And the guy was like teasing his sister.
And they don't
like,
even know that it's a zombie.
they're
They
coming.
just see this going on.
And
They're
the
like,
guy was even making fun of him.
right.
Yeah. But
That's the brilliance of that movie.
yeah. But the remake was good. Was it better than the first one? Yeah, it's hard to beat the first one. But the remake was solid. George Romero was part of that.
Okay.
And they told the story in a little bit more of a modern take and a little bit different.
Sure.
And the ending was definitely different. I liked it. So, I mean, whatever. Spoiler, okay, if you haven't seen the original remake.
Right.
So, in the original movie, you might recall that jack-off guy that was like the guy that was all frantic in the house and wants to keep his family downstairs and
Right.
stuff like that, right? And his daughter winds up turning into a zombie, killing the mom and all that type of stuff.
Right.
And he gets
Right.
out of there or something, but he... I can't remember that guy's what happened, but he was a real jerk. So in the remake, though... actually, that guy gets killed somehow, and I think it's
Okay.
original. But anyway, in the remake, you got the heroine, right? And that guy survives. But
Speak up a little bit. It's getting a little louder.
sorry. It was that guy survives in the remake, right?
Okay.
Comes out of the basement at the end of the movie, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're okay." And the lady turns and shoots him right in the head and says, "We got another one in here." And they throw him on the fire.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. All right, okay. You know what? The live episode we're going to do is going to be October 16th.
October 16th,
And we're
our
at-
year anniversary.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been a year.
Let's talk more horror movies at that point as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're
It'll
going to be in the
that
Halloween season.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. But
Right.
some mixed takes on some of these as well. So,
Nick's
I can talk about this stuff for hours.
Nick's beautiful, intellectual takes with a nice bleached asshole. A part of it.
Absolutely.
And if we can get him to wear the dress that Robin is making him wear right now,
Right.
even better.
Right.
Even better.
Right. But we still got a little bit of time?
We do, I think.
Okay. Well, we saw, just to change the subject entirely, okay, looking at some current pop culture events. Now, we weren't familiar with this person, but Lita Powell Drake passed away at age 83.
Okay.
And Lita was known as being a very good interviewer with celebrities out of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
I think she was a local celebrity, is what she was, a local person.
Kind of like me, I tell you. We're gonna
You can watch these, I guess, online. But she interviewed folks in the late 70s to the 90s. Okay. So we're not familiar with her work. We're sure she did great.
right. Sure, she was amazing.
But it did generate some conversation
Sure.
at dinner in, not taking anything away. I'm sure she was one of the
I'm sure.
better interviewers.
Rest
but
in peace. I'm
Yes.
sure you were great. I'm sure she's asking God some good questions.
lovely family here, it looks like. But
Not all of them, but what? I mean,
well, we got to talking about
Yes.
interviewers in general throughout the years. So some of our personal favorite interviewers, these could be news celebrities, it could be talk show hosts, it could be really anybody who, for their job, interviews folks.
so to me, when I think, I know I
Come
am
back to that. That's a good question.
I know I am a product of.
You see a Star Wars question. We're going to come back to that.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to bring it to Brian.
Yeah.
So to me, and I think we can do this on a bigger scale because to me, Howard Stern,
Yeah.
yes, he was a shock jock and the boobs and the tits and the farts, but like as an interviewer, if I had to do one interview in broadcasting and whatnot,
Yeah.
and it was honestly, I watched it and I'm like, that I'm really mirroring Howard Stern's interview skills. Not his dick jokes or fart jokes,
Right.
just the way he could get answers out of people
Yes.
is ridiculous. Like, yes, if you poke a little humor here, let that simmer, and then just he had a structure that was maniacal and beautiful.
Yeah.
And he got a lot out of people, which now I guess he's now switched over to all serious interviews, right?
No.
I haven't heard him in years.
All serious interviews?
Yeah, like he's not doing like the.
Oh no, he is.
He's talking about like vaginas and
Yes.
tell me about your farts. And,
Yeah. He's still doing the
Okay.
normal show routine.
Okay.
But he still has several guests on. He's on the air like 3 or 4 days a week now, Sirius XM.
Right.
Okay. But still, interviews are rock solid. I agree with you. He's really refined his skill over the years. And like you say, he puts you in a comfort.
New, though. It's been like that since the 80s. It's a different presentation now.
Right.
So,
I agree with you. As far as today, I agree with you 100%, hands down. Current best interviewer today, Howard Stern.
correct.
I agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also like the if you're watching the Dave Letterman.
Yes.
My next
Yes,
guest needs
and it
no
makes you
introduction on
yeah.
Netflix.
It makes you see how much he was being held back. Like, he's a great interviewer.
Yes.
One of the best thing Dave does on that show is he listens. He will let them run on it. But, like, I think a lot of interviewers will ask a question and they go, here's my next question. In his mind, my next question. Waiting for you to be done.
Right.
Dave, just like Stern, stopped and, like, I'm trying to pick out, like, parts of your answer to base my next question.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, if you haven't seen that on Netflix,
Top
check that
notch.
out. Dave Letterman. It's a very intimate setting. There's him on a stage with one guest. They talk for about an hour. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's had people from former President Barack Obama. He's had
Mhm.
Howard Stern on there, as you might know.
That was a good
And
one.
then the Kim Kardashian interview. Honestly, one of the best interviews with her I've ever seen. He gets into talking about the O.J. Simpson trial with her father and stuff like that. It was very
Okay.
good.
I don't think I watched that one.
Yeah, it's in the new. They have a season 3 that's on.
Okay.
But anyways, go check that out.
You know,
What about? Go ahead. Go ahead.
real quick, he's not the best interviewer, but it's at least an honorable mention of Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Comedians in cars getting coffee. It's
Yes.
a good interview
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
It's not an interview, but it's a good interview talk,
Yes.
which is fantastic. So
It's very good.
you get a lot of different things that maybe like a regular interview wouldn't have got.
On the Dave Letterman show, Jerry does an episode where he interviews David Letterman. On that
I saw that
series.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. He's very good.
Yeah.
Same type of deal. It's a different. This makes you feel relaxed and
Right.
comfortable. That seems to be the key. You feel relaxed and comfortable. Your walls break down. Is it just you and I talking in this car or otherwise? And
Well,
you get a lot of
Let's
good
try it.
information. Uh-huh.
you ready for this?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Brian, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not only explain to us why your beard is so soft, but why does it make us want to hold it shirtless and press up against each nipple? Explain.
Two words.
Mm-hmm.
Oil and butter. Beard oil, beard butter.
Oh, I thought you just
Not actual oil and butter.
I just put
Beard oil.
Crisco, and I'm like, yeah, we're getting wild here.
It's as simple as that. And magic.
And magic. That's
Absolutely.
that's what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
All right, so,
So we agree. Today's world, Howard Stern.
Stern's
What
up.
about just to close out the
Sure.
topic? About Pryor.
Richard
is
Pryor was
Barbara-
more of a comedian than
Very
a interviewer,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Yeah. Like 80s, 70s, like with Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters, obviously.
Phil Donahue. Oprah.
Oprah is up there, yes.
Yeah.
Phil Donahue could have been if he wouldn't have gone just that wild, obscene route,
Yeah.
because he had the mind, he had the questions.
Yep.
He was in the wrong media type, structure. But yes, Barbara Walters, 100%. Hell, celebrities used to make jokes of like Barbara Walters knowing that she would make him cry.
Sure.
I mean, so she's asking the right questions to get to the core of the person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Barbara Walters, she's at least in top 3.
Is Oprah the pinnacle today, though? If you were interviewed by anybody to show that you are at a whole different level, Is Oprah that person today?
If I can't get an interview by Brian Fisher, then yes, Oprah would be.
I would rather be interviewed by Howard. I agree with you. But as far as if Oprah's interviewing it, we're doing all right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's shift gears. We saw a Star Wars question from
yes.
Brian.
All right.
So it's not quite an hour yet, so we're fine. There's no time limit.
How about your opinions on the most influential Star Wars characters? And he follows it up with top 3.
Top 3 Star Wars most influential Star Wars characters.
So, I know there's a lag, so we have to make time for that. But
yeah.
Do you mean who influenced the saga or the story, or how do you mean influential? Because there's a lot of different avenues you can go for influential. Because if you're talking about the influential of the story and the saga itself, I mean, Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2.
Who influenced the story?
Right.
Okay, so you're talking about
in behind this,
contributed to what happened in the storyline in the movie.
If you look at
without them 3,
correct.
You're saying
it's a totally different movie. It's a totally different. And I have a lot of different examples I can give.
Sure.
Chewbacca on Kashyyyk fighting with Yoda, who got him out of Kashyyyk safely. Yeah. Upon him finding in the cantina.
Yes.
And you got to know that he probably knew of Jedi and what they were going through. So C-3PO and R2 are just that's what the movies, that's their narrative. That's who is telling the story in a sense.
Yeah.
Even though C-3PO doesn't have all his memory, R2 does. R2 is the narrator of the Star Wars films.
Yeah. Well, you're right. It all started with those droids.
Right.
If they wouldn't have received the plans to begin with and got out of there, really with R2. Of course, you go back to the prequels and whatever.
You roll your eyes, but
yeah.
C-3PO was built by fucking Darth Vader.
Yeah. Which,
you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. You're right. That's the story.
It is canon.
That is the story.
George Lucas wrote that.
Yeah. For some reason. But that's okay.
He wrote it.
Yep.
That's his story.
Yep.
We have to respect the story. So, C-3PO...
Which is the biggest plot holes in Star Wars. Anyways, that's another topic.
That's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good one. Plot holes in Star Wars.
Yeah, there's tons, but yeah.
So, no, but he was built by Darth Vader. He saw the rebellion. He saw everything. Both of them did.
But you're right. Without those two droids carrying their way through the entire saga,
the movie falls apart.
It would not happen.
Correct.
It just would not happen. You're right. So, yeah, those two. Okay, so those are two solid ones right there. You can almost say those are almost one character, and almost, but they're not.
Right.
And then, is it Anakin?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, without Anakin, obviously, the movie is nothing.
The story really is him.
Right.
It's his fall and rise again. Really was the whole storyline between the prequels and the best
original
trilogy, the original trilogy.
Right.
Right. And of course the aftermath and the later ones. Yeah. Yeah.
You did what you did, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Is that our answer? Is it the droids and Anakin, or is it with Chewbacca just on the outside? Luke sort of on the outside a little bit, close?
I think Luke. Well, I mean, all right. Take each character away, and then you see what the story looks like, right?
Yeah.
You take R2 and C-3PO away, and the movie, the whole genre falls apart, right? I might be pushing it with Chewie because I'm a fan, so maybe I'm biased there, but
there's a lot of the arguments there. He
Right.
kept Han Solo alive in many respects, and
Right.
if Han would have got killed earlier on, it would have been a whole different story and everything else. And,
Okay, you know
could
what?
Argue a lot of different things there too.
In the continuity and Sarah, thanks for joining us. The continuity of the films, I guess I'm going to change it.
Yeah.
R2D2, C3PO, and Sheev Palpatine.
Who?
You didn't know Emperor Palpatine's first name was Sheev?
No, I did not.
Shiev. Sheev. That is his first name.
Okay. Well, you're right. I mean, in the prequels, I mean, it's him.
Right.
If he would never have wanted to rise to power as a Sith Lord, then the whole thing, the whole
Falls
storyline
apart.
doesn't happen.
Yep.
And of course, they brought him back as a pivotal character in the
They
finale.
did.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
I'm not
Frustrating, but
opposed
that's
to.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about this. I'm not opposed to them bringing him back,
Yeah.
but they brought him back so weakly.
Yeah.
He was hooked up to a fucking crane the whole time.
Yeah.
I think they could have, if they would, you do it right. You know, go big or go home. You
Right.
want to do this absurdness that he was alive and transferred his power, which was a thing in the books after Return of the Jedi. That it's not a ridiculous concept. They did toy with that, with him transferring his consciousness to different bodies and hosts. So, but if you're going to do that, make it badass. You know what I mean? If you're going to go big, go big. Don't make him just here. Make him. I don't know what you could have done. I'm not a goddamn screenwriter, but you could have done something better.
Yeah. They get him out of the old folks' home.
Right.
You know, he decides I'm going to rule the world again.
And like,
The universe
now I
now.
decide to like shoot as much lightning to destroy everything in the world ever. Oh, this is the moment?
Right.
You waited for 30 years? This is the moment?
Well, I guess they killed Snoke. I guess he had to figure something out. I guess I don't know. Still could have been something completely different. Yeah.
It could have.
Yeah.
Because Snoke was not meant to be Snoke. Snoke was alright. We could do our first podcast we ever did was about Star Wars and our favorites, and we gave a list.
Yeah.
Our 100, 101, 102, 103 could be about the absurdity of the last three movies.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. We hope that those rumors that they're going to make it maybe canon, the last
Yes.
three movies, and it's an alternate timeline or something
Right.
like that. And they're allegedly setting that up
it could be done.
with the Mandalorian stories and otherwise. You could do something different,
Bobby, thanks for watching.
and no one would care.
No one.
No one would care.
Not only would they not care, they would fucking rejoice.
Yes,
Remember
right.
when they went back and he changed Return of the Jedi to all of the different worlds celebrating
Right.
Palpatine's death.
Yeah.
I think if you came out and announced that, oh, that was an alternate timeline, this is the real timeline, or either way, you can say this is an
Sure.
alternate timeline. Everybody around all the planets and worlds
Yep.
would rejoice
Sure.
in celebration and love and
There you go. There you go.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Where
Any
we
other questions?
at?
If not, it's okay.
I honestly don't know what time we started. So
It's been close to an hour.
okay,
Yeah, it's right. It's like 9:05.
9:05. I think this has been good.
Yeah, we'll go back and listen to this. The audio. It's obviously we're trying this out.
Sure.
We're in a crowded brewery. So we'll check that out. But as a reminder, a couple things if you're joining us late.
Yes.
This is just a trial run, unannounced.
Right.
So today,
it will sound better on October 16th, which is our year anniversary show, right here from Ignite Brewery.
absolutely, and then Ignite Brewery in Barberton, Ohio. They're celebrating their 3-year anniversary.
So join them, join us.
Absolutely, a lot of different events happening at the brewery this coming week, I should say.
Right.
We should say, from Monday through Sunday next week. And again, there is a dinner at Lala's on Manchester Road out toward Portage Lakes, Wednesday, September 22nd. It's a beer dinner. If there's any tickets remaining, reservations are required. It's a full 7-course meal. with a beer pairing. It sounds very, very good if it's something that you're into. If not, show up here at the brewery, have some fun, and then we'll keep you guys posted on these 16.
If you look up Lala or Ignite and you see that the tickets are sold out, do yourself a favor. Go ahead and get out to Taco Bell. Go out to Angie's, Barberton Local. Angie's, get your food, bring it to the patio here. The weather's still going to be fantastic.
Sure.
Come and join the patio.
Enjoy the food trucks that come in.
Exactly. What food truck might be here when you drive by? Stop, enjoy the food, enjoy the beer. You have a good time.
And for our show, and you're watching us on Facebook Live, maybe you haven't seen or heard us before, we are out there every week on your favorite podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts,
that is
Google
right,
Podcasts, Spotify, and more.
And I know what you're thinking. Yes, I am the most charismatic person to ever be on Facebook Live. So
sure.
You're right. You're right. Let's just don't write it in the comments. Stop. Don't.
Could be Chewbacca, then you, or I don't know, something like that.
1A, 1B.
Yep.
You know.
And then we have a website out. You can get information on our Facebook page here. If you found us and watching us now, you know where that is exactly. We have a website, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. And all show links are also on our Linktree account. You can search Linktree Convincing Idiots and find all links to our social media platforms and podcast platforms and all that stuff. We do post new episodes each and every week.
Normally on Thursdays we drop, right?
Yeah, typically on Thursdays. We're goofing around with some mini-sodes. If you don't have time for a full hour,
sure,
check us out there for 20 minutes or so. We have a new one dropping there on tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you, Sarah, for the anniversary comment there. Yes. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. So, anything else, Dean, to add for this trial run here at Ignite Brewery and live streaming?
No, I think it went well. I think the lighting's good. I think the sound is, I mean, we don't have headphones on right now, but I think the sound was fine.
Yeah.
I think, no, that's not about it. That's not about it.
Okay.
I do want to, before we leave, everybody in the comments, shout out Uncle Nick there for, his asshole was dark, and he's doing something about it. Bleaching. Yeah. He's bleaching it. So give him support and know that you appreciate how light and bright his asshole's going to be.
All right. You get a live. Mm-hmm. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Well, Nick, we do miss you. We couldn't do this without you. We appreciate everything.
Get over here, Uncle Nick.
Yeah. And thanks to everybody who's watching us out there. We greatly appreciate it. We appreciate your support out there.
Absolutely.
And, So.
We will see you. Well, we will see you Thursday for the next episode of Convincing Idiots.
Well, technically tomorrow. We're gonna post another one tomorrow.
Right.
And then we shoot every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Thursday. We'll keep it posted on this on the next live event for the 16th.
Live-wise, we will see you on the 16th of October for our 1-year anniversary.
That's right. Now you got to watch me get up from the table and shut the camera off because there's nobody back there.
Right. But when you go back and you listen to it, because we're going to post this on the audio, you won't hear this, me tapping my fingers while the old man gets up there and waddles over and
creaks out
of the chair and stuff. But for live, thank you guys for coming. Real quick, I'll go Eddie, thank you, Sarah, Bobby, Brian, you were a ghost producer. We appreciate it. Once again, everybody that joined us, we appreciated it. Thank you so much.
4,000 names to read. It's too many.
Yeah, I mean, I realize that I can't scroll down. It's going to take a bit. But thank you guys for joining us and commenting and helping out. We much appreciated it. I know this was a test run. This is kind of a thrown together last minute thing. We just want to test lighting, sound for October the 16th, which you must join and watch, listen, and even come down to Ignite, and you can stand behind the camera. Hell, if we're so inclined, we'll put you on air with us. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Come down, enjoy.
Yeah. This is a false beard. If you can join us, I'll put it on you live.
That's right.
Live. Yeah. And again, thanks to our significant others out there, Allie, Megan, Robin. We appreciate your support
Absolutely.
as we have some fun with this. And we know it's annoying sometimes. You don't get it, I'm sure, most of the time, but we do appreciate you
No, most of the time we don't
and our
get it.
support. Yeah. All right. So, cheers.
I'm
Thank
empty.
you.
I'm going to go get a new beer.
Yes. Thanks, all.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.
Oh,
And he said,
mic drop there.
drop the clip on live TV. Look at that. Would you live streaming? There you go.
I mean, good thing the live stream stopped. Do you think that they know that I have the biggest, most enormous, like,